You're watching KSG News, where you get all the latest updates from across the globe to help with your exam preparations. We begin with GS Paper 3. In a bid to promote the domestic defense industry, the Defense Research and Development Organization, or the DRDO, has allowed private sector firms to both develop and produce missile systems such as Vertical Launched Surface-to-Air Missile Systems program. Private sector firms have responded very enthusiastically for participation, and bids have been received for the Vertically Launched Short-Range Surface-to-Air Missile System project. Now, what is this all about? The effort is part of initiatives to prepare the private sector industry to be able to develop complex military systems under the Make in India project of the government. The all-weather air defense missile system is being developed to provide point and area defense against various aerial targets like jets, fighter aircraft, unmanned aerial vehicles. The canister-based state-of-art weapon system would be able to identify, track, engage and destroy the target with a high kill probability. It has a strike range of about 40 kilometers. The DRDO has also helped private sector industry, including Tata and Baba Kalyani Industries, to develop the ATACMS howitzer, which is likely to be the main artillery gun for the Indian Army in the next many decades. Shifting focus to GS Paper 2, the government has brought biostimulants under rules that govern fertilizer and other crop nutrients used to enhance the productivity of soil. This will help regulate the 1,500 crore rupee market of biostimulants that promise farmers higher yields, quality and other benefits from the use of various compounds and microorganisms. Now, what is the significance of this? Unlike fertilizers and pesticides, these products were not regulated earlier and were sold without a certification of their efficacy, said the officials. The government will set up a regulatory body for such products. The government was planning to frame guidelines to govern the use of biostimulants. Now, biostimulants will have to be first registered with the government and will have to prove efficacy before hitting the market. Proper labeling will have to be done, including name of manufacturers, ingredients and expiry date. The biostimulant industry is highly unorganized, with small players crowding the space. With growing demand for organic food products, the demand for organic farming will increase, which in turn will boost demand for biostimulants. Once the industry gets regulated, all nondescript players will vanish, and only those with authentic formulations will remain in the market. No biostimulant shall contain any pesticides beyond the permissible limit of 0.01 ppm, said the official. This committee will control the quality and specifications of all biostimulants and ensure that safe molecules and organic compounds are used in manufacturing. In some more updates related to GS Paper 2, calling yourself the dying town may not sound like the best way of attracting visitors, but Civita has learned to make a living out of dying, and it has resisted definitive death for so long that Italy has nominated it and the surrounding area of stark cliffs and valleys known as Badlands to be a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What is this all about? Centuries ago, the town was much larger and connected by a road to other settlements, but landslides, earthquakes, cracks and erosion have reduced its size dramatically and left it sitting spectacularly alone at the top of a spur. Clay from an inland sea a million years ago supports strata of compacted ash and magma from subsequent volcanic eruptions. Civita's past, present and future are the stuff of a geologist's dream, with a major landslide that occurred in 1114 still under study today. During 3 millennia, regressive erosion has practically reduced Civita to a nucleus, leaving the square and a few streets around it. This place is so fragile that fragility is measured in part by an extensometer, an external telescopic rod that detects movement. More updates related to GS Paper 2. Singapore will next month accept visitors who use a mobile travel pass containing digital certificates for COVID-19 tests and vaccines, its aviation regulator said, becoming one of the first countries to adopt the initiative. Singapore will accept the International Air Transport Association mobile travel pass for pre-departure checks, where travelers can get clearance to fly to and enter Singapore by showing a smartphone application containing their data from accredited laboratories. Now, what is this all about? The pass was successfully tested by Singapore Airlines. Over 20 carriers, including Emirates, Qatar Airways and Malaysia Airlines, are also testing the pass. IATA Director General Willie Walsh said that the success of their joint efforts will make IATA's partnership with the government of Singapore a model for others to follow. Asian business hub Singapore, which has had relatively few coronavirus cases this year, has been a leader in developing and using technology during the pandemic and wants to be among the first countries to reopen to host international events. Airlines are hoping more nations will approve digital passes to allow travel to resume faster and avoid complications and delays at airports where multiple checks on documents are required. Currently, travelers from most countries are required to take pre-departure COVID-19 swab tests within 72 hours of their flights in order to travel to Singapore, with results presented at airport check-in and on arrival. In some more updates related to GS Paper 2, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu got a new lease on his political life on the 6th of April, receiving a mandate from Israel's president to form a new government after an inconclusive election. Israel's longest-serving leader, in power consecutively since 2009, now faces the tough task of breaking an unprecedented political stalemate and enlisting enough allies for a governing coalition. Now, what is the significance of this? Under law, Netanyahu will have 28 days to do so, with the possibility of a 2-week extension before President Reuven Rivlin picks another candidate or asks Parliament to choose one. Israel's election on the 23rd of March, its fourth in 2 years, ended with neither a Netanyahu-led right-wing and religious bloc nor a prospective alliance of his opponents winning a parliamentary majority. But in consultations Rivlin held with political parties on the 5th of April on granting the coalition-building mandate, Netanyahu received more endorsements than his challengers, leading to the president's televised announcement giving him the nod. That's it in this edition of KSG News. Stay tuned for more such updates.